project, movie, Magenta code. Termination, determination, transition. What is death? Are we set free? Nobody gets out of this alive. Is life the opposite of death? What if love is the opposite of life? Is this worthy of your consideration? Do we have options on how we decide and communicate? How we perform? Beauty, the divine feminine. Will, the divine masculine. An example in time with death. For example, I could say, you have a face that could stop a clock. Or I could say, when I look at you, time ceases. Choosing our words wisely and sharply. In my experience, the world is designed to bring exactly what you speak, and your body follows. The first cause is intention. Then tension in the middle. How do you handle your tension? Lastly, action. After the act is where the magic happens. When we all get to wait and see and sense what the effects will be from our actions. Responsibility is an achievement, treasure, reward that you can unlock on the higher levels within the world's first time travel game. That game you play in real life. So why is death part of life? Unless you are death. Unless you are an immortal. Because death does not come for the immortals. There is an ancient, mysterious lesson, indeed. There seems to be exceptions to the rules. Those exceptions are attractive to human ingenuity, urge, and of course, curiosity. But why? In the movie, the Navigator, he uses time travel, the local, for one, same space, different time, speed of light, and space travel, the aggregate, for all, same time, different space, speed of thought. And don't forget about the in-between, the continuum, speed of truth. The Navigator's mission is to seek and find 12 immortals. Using different vessels and modes of transport, the Navigator, he has intention to assemble all the immortals into one place, a place called Echo that exists in the in-between, built by the Navigator. Its exquisite architecture and antiquitech, complete with ornate sculptures built to last. The grounds around are gardens of cultivation and appear meticulously chosen. There are a few scattered, unfinished works as a reminder that there is always more to explore, learn, relate, and grow. The name written on the Navigator's vessel is called Raven. The Raven seems to be everywhere the Navigator travels, bringing familiarity and comfort. A great reminder to stay vigilant, aware, and diligent. The audience decides the Navigator's relationship with the Immortals. The audience chooses the Immortals' interactions with the Navigator. When you have open source access to time travel, what would you do with the limited time you have? Goals, achievements, experience. Will you be busy relaxing? What would motivate and inspire the Navigator to commit such a quest, journey, and odyssey? The champion would say, no matter where you go, there you are. The Immortals are drawn to human champions, those champions who excel at their craft, earth, gifts, air, talents, water, and skills, fire. The Immortals are destiny drivers, finding joy and purpose in playing a role in the maintenance of the past, management of the present, and shaping of the human future in their own likeness, not to mention bragging rights to their peers. They are immortals, not flawless. They have perceived weaknesses like humans do. Their art is the idol, currents, and the calendar. In their anger, they prey on deceit, the core of war. Since we have been granted access to time through Saturn and space through Uranus, next we will be motion, Jupiter. We were successful in building the harmony matrix and simulation matrix. For the advanced, the Trinity third component is the morality matrix. On a personal note, I am still developing the villains training program, where death becomes the dark bright bridge, independence, the black, gray, and white vector, version, variant, the woven and seamed opposite to the rainbow bridge. How one wields the strongest weapons of the Immortals: pride, envy, wrath, greed, sloth, gluttony, lust, ignorance, guilt, fear. Oh, and those twins, vanity and ego, making 12 weapons of war in Renaissance. Decision, voice, and choice, the in-between. Also, the law of confusion, the right to not know. What we learned from the Echo experiment. The morality matrix is that which destroys weapons, which brings us back to death. Sadness, like suffering and regret, is known to accompany death. Where we want to go with this movie can no longer be expressed on this platform, hence death. We will be posting the movie developments and content at the Elemental Hypertech Patreon. And as we grow, we'll expand that reach. And you're welcome to contact us if you would like us to email you the content as well. We are going to make this foundational movie animated while the Navigator seeks and finds the Immortals. So there will be 12 different animators due to 12 different Immortals. If you are an animator and want to participate, please reach out. When they arrive at Lucky's Bar in the in-between, the land of the lost, then the movie will transform and portray them as live actors. Once the foundations of the 12 Immortals, Champion, Navigator, Nemesis, and 2 legendary leaders, Guardian and Blackstone, there will be a hidden character called the Observer. The Observer has the power and force to subtly nudge or realign through serendipity, nuance, and novelty, the grace, glory, and works of reality. So the next video will be the poem of Uranus, posted on Patreon, followed by the poem of Saturn. Still open source, so share, absorb, or improve the hyper-technology. Live life with love, and then prosper.